So in the last class, we were talking about the concept of branching, right? We have discussed like the importance of branch. Like branch is nothing but a virtual copy of your local repositories, right? To allow parallel development, to allow multiple releases or multiple versions we have, or to allow multiple environments, we can have branching implemented, right? We have created few branches yesterday. Let's look into the branch. See, these are the two branches we have. Yesterday, we have created B1 branch from master, and we went to B1 branch, made some changes, again merged it to master, right? This is what we have done. Today, let us look into another interesting scenario. So we are on master branch. Let me check the files. Yes, there were 3 files. And also 3 commits on master, right? Follow this carefully, okay, all the steps what we are doing. So we are on master branch. There were already 3 files and 3 commits. Now on this master branch, I'm going to create a new file called file4.txt. Okay, and here I would like to place some content in this file. Let me add some lines. Okay, now what next? These changes are in the working directory, right? Always keep this architectural diagram with you when you are doing hands-on, when you are learning it. Until you master, you should keep this, you should refer to this diagram. So our changes are in working directory. By now, we are all well versed with this, right? We have learned this, we have done this many times. So yeah, let's add this. Let's check the status. It would be showing like untracked changes because they were like, it was a new file. So let us add git add file name git commit -m or -m text file. Okay, so I have added.
Sorry to interrupt. Here I have one more question.
Mm.
So after staging, if I want a particular file to be commit, so that one individually we can commit, right?
Like, yeah, you have to put the file name in the commit command. Git commit -m file name, not -m, sorry, git commit file name, then -m, so that only those changes will be committed.
Okay.
See, git commit -m some message. This will commit whatever is in the staging area. In your staging area, you may be having 10 files or whatever, all of them will be committed. But from the staging area, you want to commit a specific file, git commit, that file name, and the message will do. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So now I have committed all the changes. Git status, it says that changes were all committed. It was good. It's fine. Now on the master branch, I have got 4 files and I have got 4 commits, right? Okay. So I have got 4 commits and 4 files and the 4 commits. Now tell me one thing: is this 4th file or the 4th commit available on B1 branch?
No.
No.
Right, definitely no. So let us switch that. Let's go and check it out. Go check out B1, go to B1 branch. So obviously on B1C, I don't have that 4th file. Even I'll not have that log. I mean that commit ID. Right? Fine. So that's how it is expected. Everything is fine. Now, let us create a file here. Okay, I'm going to create a file. Again, file 4. I don't know that there's a file, or else I know, but I'm not bothered about it. I'm working on another requirement. I need the same file, so creating this. Okay. Okay. So like any other branch, check the status. Okay, like any other branch, like we did on a master or whatever. Like I have created a new file. When I see git status, it would be untracked. So where were these changes?
Working directory.
right? Obviously, it's in the working directory. Let's add those changes and let's commit them. Git add file 4 and then git commit
Ma'am,
-m.
sorry to disturb you. Can we add and commit together? Git hyphen a hyphen m.
New file you can't. For untracked files,
Untracked. Okay, perfect.
if it is a staged changes, like if you have
Then,
only the unstaged changes, you can. If file is
got it.
already staged, but certain changes were unstaged, for those you can, but
Got
not
it.
here.
Thank you.
Right, so file on B1, some commit message, done. Okay, let's suppose so I'm working for some other requirement here, right? On other file, there's another requirement, and here I'm working for some other file. So it is all done. Now I just want to merge because like suppose this is a temporary branch. Okay, I just want to merge them back to master. So I want to go to master branch. How to switch the branch?
Git check out master.
Right, let's switch to the branch, git checkout master. So now I want to merge the changes from B1 to master because it's like a temporary branch. I just want to merge them back. How to do this merge? What is the command? Git merge
source branch
source
and
branch and the destination branch, right? So the command would be git merge B1 and master. So if I run this, what happens now? Will it work? Can we merge this? What happens now? What happens? What do you think will happen now?
it will show conflict.
Yeah.
It will show conflict.
Let's see what happens. I'm trying to do git merge B1 master. See, it says automatic merge failed. Yesterday we did a merge. It was automatic merge. It was successful then. But why was it showing this automatically? It cannot merge. And it's saying there is a conflict. On this file 4, there is a conflict. We cannot merge it. And it was saying you fix the conflict and commit the result. Like, why are we getting a conflict? What is the reason for the conflict?
Both file 4 has different data.
You mean different content? Is it just because
Yes,
it has got different content?
No, like you like on both file line on same line we have written.
See, yeah, let's talk about the reason for the conflict. Okay, generally, whenever we have a conflict, we think that it's the same file name. Of course, file name correct to certain extent, but there's much beyond that. It's very important to understand what's happening at the back end, right? So let us go through the steps one by one. First, we have got the master branch, right? And in this master branch, initially, like first what we did, we have created file 4 here, right? And made a commit called commit A. This is the first step we did, correct? Then it's a B1 branch. Let's say go to B1 branch. And here the second step we did is, or else let me ask you, is this commit A available on B1 branch?
No.
Is
no,
this
only
commit A?
master.
Definitely it's not available, right? It's not available here. Then what we did, second step, we came to master branch. Sorry, we came to B1 branch. And here we made this file 4 and made another commit called commit B. Correct? Is this commit available on B master?
No.
Right? This is not available here. This is the second step. Then third step, what we are trying to do, we are trying to merge. We are trying to merge the changes from B1 to master. Right? What is the concept of merge actually? Merge means integrating changes from one branch to another. What is meant by integrating changes? Changes from B1 should go and sit in the destination branch, which is master branch, right? This is the concept of merge. Source branch, destination branch. So whenever you merge, changes from the source should go and sit or should get integrated into the destination branch. So if you see the log history of this particular file 4 on B1 branches, this is just a list of log history of file 4. Simply it's commit B, correct? And here, if you see the log history of file 4 on master, it would be simply commit A. Correct? Agree till this part, everyone?
Yes.
Now, when we are merging, like I said, the concept is whatever in the B1 branch should come and sit here. Means the commit history of B1 is this should come and sit here. Pen is hanging. Give me a second. Right? This should come and sit here. Means it will override this. Correct? The existing one. If Git keep on overriding it, do we need Git at all? There's no purpose of using it if it keep on overriding. So it can't override the commit A and put B. At the same time, it cannot ignore this B commit and put A, isn't it? It cannot ignore or it cannot override. Git has a confusion which commits to put in the master branch. Imagine it's like a box. When you are integrating, everything from B1 should come and sit here. This is a box with B commits. This is a box with A commits. So if you are merging, the whatever in B1 should come and sit here. Does it mean that this commit B will override the commit A or the existing commits in the master branch? Isn't it? If that is the case, there's no point of using it. We don't need Git anymore. Correct? It should not override. At the same time, it should not ignore B. Correct? Because we are merging whatever in the B1 branch should come and sit here. So Git is after all a tool. Okay, it cannot override, it cannot ignore, but it cannot decide which changes to keep. That's why it shows a conflict. Conflict saying that it doesn't know which changes to keep. As a person who create these changes, you should decide which changes should go here. Right? As a person, you should decide which changes should go here. Means what is the reason for conflict? Why are we getting a conflict? The reason is source branch is missing some commits which are there on destination. I'm writing here so that you can recollect. You can register this better. Source branch is missing some commits which are there on destination. What is the source branch here?
B1.
He is missing which commit? Correct? Right? Commit A is there on master branch, which is not there on B1. Hence, there arises a conflict. Right? Of course, same file name. When do you get a conflict? Same file name. It's not just because of simply file name is same. File name is same and source is missing some commits. See, Git is a tool which works with respect to changes. We have learned in the previous sessions, right? With respect to changes means commits. Git works always with respect to commits. It's not that this file is present, file is not there, or these changes are there, these changes are not there. It's always about the commits. Source is missing some commits which are there on destination. You're getting a conflict. Let me explain you another scenario. Actually, we did this yesterday. Why didn't you get the conflict there also? Let's say, okay, let's say there is a file 1. Okay, commit A is there. I created a branch. File A, file 1 is there, commit A is here. Now I made some commit B. Now if I merge, do you think we will get a conflict? Yesterday we did a similar kind of but different file. But let's say file A is here. We created a branch, so commit A is here. Now if I make a commit here, commit B, like will we get a conflict here?
No, it will not.
Definitely no, because see here if you see the commit history is A and B. Nothing is missing on the source. So when you merge, this will go and sit on the destination branch, no problem. A is already there. It's not overwriting A or it's not ignoring B. It's keeping both here. So it's not just simply the file name, and if source is missing some commits which are there on destination branch, then you get a conflict. That is the reason for conflict. Generally, people think whenever there is same file name, you get a conflict, or else randomly it's getting conflict, sometimes with same file name, sometimes even though its file name is same, it's not giving conflict. This is the clarity you need to have when you get a conflict. Understood? Any questions here?
No, if the file name is same, but the same line is editing two developers, and the first developer is already merged to the branch, and the second developer is editing that line, and when he tries to merge the same, will that show the conflict?
See, I will not, or we should not check about the lines, the contents. Okay, content file may be so huge, 1,000 lines, 2,000 lines, whatever it is, I'm least bothered. This is the concept, because Git never works with the lines or contents or file names, isn't it? In the earlier sessions also we discussed. Git always works with respect to changes, means commit ID, in technically speaking, with the commits, right? So if source branch, let's say you are merging from some so-and-so branch, if that is missing some commits which are there on destination on the same file, you get a conflict. Now you apply your use case with respect to this commits. You are saying, okay, there is a commit, there is a line, they committed it. So talk with respect to commits.
You mean to say that in the master branch file 4 has a commit? When you say that the commit is missing, I didn't understand that line.
There is a commit called, like on file master branch, we made a commit called commit A. That's not there on V1 branch. This one. File A is created on master. They created some commit. It's not there here on V1 branch. That's what is missing. Then later I created here some other same file name, created some other commit. But here commit A is missing on V1 branch, right? Which is there on destination. That's what is commit is missing. Got it?
Suppose after creating file 4 in master branch, after committing, so once we copy to B1, so later if we do merge, it will work, right? In that case.
Yes, means you mean to say, okay, file A is file 4A commit is there. Let's suppose then you created this branch, commit A is here for
It's the
some
same
reasons,
file,
whatever.
it's the same
See, that's
file.
what is this scenario. Second scenario I have placed here, if you see. File 1 is here, with commit A, because let's say then I created B1 branch. Obviously A is here. Then I made some commit B. A, B are there here. When you merge, you don't get a conflict in the second scenario.
So ma'am, this means all the commits which is there in a branch should be merged in a master, or commit should happen in a master.
See, it's not that you don't need to try to avoid these conflicts. Conflicts are good to have. Why you should do that? It's a good to have. That's informing us, right?
Yeah.
It's not overwriting. It's telling us, informing us. It's not a bad thing. You don't need to avoid them. Conflicts always comes. It is informing. Git is a tool. It's informing. That's why we need Git. Okay, now you have to resolve it. As a person who created the file, you have to resolve the conflicts. How to resolve, we will see. You don't need to take steps to avoid those conflicts. Clear? Any more questions? So got the reason for conflict, right? Now let us try to apply this. Let us try to resolve the conflict. So Git is a tool. Like I said, it can't decide or it cannot resolve automatically. It's informing you. You have to resolve it. How do you resolve? Whichever file you got a conflict, it's saying you got a conflict on file 4. Automatic merge failed on file 4. Go to that file, means open that file in an editor. Any editor, there are so many editors. Okay, let's say you are using Notepad, also you can do. But the thing is, these editors like IntelliJ or VS Code, these helps you in resolving those conflicts better by showing this way. In Notepad also it will show you that way, but it would be like a raw format kind of, right? So this is better. See, head, and this indicates changes from the current branch. Current branch means, see, I'm on master. The second line says changes from the source branch. So which one you want to keep? You have to decide. See, I got the conflict within my local repository. These are all my changes. I can decide what to keep, what not to keep, or how to edit this. You get the conflict from others. The concept is also similar, but the changes would be from other person. Okay, so now you decide. Here there are also options: accept the current change, accept incoming change, or both, or compare. You can do like whatever you want, you can resolve it. Just let me on here. See, here also it will show you same. The editors help you or makes the things easy for you. That's all. Okay, now I want to keep both of them. I want both the lines. So I'm choosing this. If you want only one from incoming means from B1 branch, you can choose this, or else current branch, you can choose this. Or if you want to compare, you can go for it. I just want to keep both of them. See, save it. Okay, whenever you make any changes to a file, what do you do?
To add incoming.
Commit, right? Commit with add because I modified it. Add and commit -a -m. Let's say conflicts resolved or whatever you want. Like that's all done. Right now the file is having both the lines. Conflicts were resolved. So now this file 4 on master branch is having both the lines, like contents from both. What would be the content of this file on B1 branch?
It is still the second line created on B1.
Only that, right? You merged on master, not on B1. So if you go here, git checkout B1, see this file 4, right? It has got only this line. Understood? We merge on master, not on B1. So the source branch will not be affected. Only the destination branch will be affected. Am I clear with this? So that is how you get a conflicts, and this is the way you resolve them. Same way with other remote repositories also, means the similar way you get a conflicts from others, from other developers or other team members. The same way you resolve it, the concept is same, why you get a conflict, the procedure also same, but here there the difference is, here these are all my changes, so I decided which changes to keep, which changes to ignore. There we'll sit with the person with whom we got conflict, discuss and decide which changes to keep and which changes to remove. Just edit the file and commit it. That's all. That's the whole concept. Got it clear, all of you? Any more questions in this part? That is a concept of branching, merging, merge with conflicts. Today we have seen merge with conflicts. Yesterday we have seen merge without conflicts, right? We'll also see again conflicts on remote. Okay, but remember again, remind you, we are still on local repositories. Okay, we will soon go to remote. Then we'll see conflicts on remote as well. So that's about branching and merging.
So to bring these changes, whatever there in master, like in the file 4, there are 2 lines, file for Democrat. But in the B1 branch, it is not there. So how to bring those changes to B1 branch?
See, here we are merging from B1 to master, right?
Okay.
We are merging from B1 to master. Means B1 is the source, master is destination, so master got affected. Generally, what we do, we work on temporary branches like B1. Okay, once work is done, we merge it to the actual original branches like master. That's the concept. That's why we merge to master. But if you want, yes, you can do vice versa also. Git merge master and B1. B1 should be your destination.
Okay.
Right?
Because if a developer wants to keep working with that branch still, because he has to still modify few of the creates few more pages or a few more files, then he can keep. Otherwise, he can delete the branch, right? That feature branch.
B1 branch, yeah. Git merge B1. Actually, what we'll do, there'll be some branches like yesterday I told you, it's a develop branch, a master branch, or first stage, or else something like whatever names. This is how the branching will be. Now, if any developer or any DevOps person want to make changes, they would, if it is DevOps means it would be other manifest files and all, but if it is developer, it's a code, whatever it is. They create a branch. Okay, from this develop branch or master branch like B1. Okay, then they go to this B1. Okay, work on B1. They make changes on B1. Once it is done, they'll merge this B1 to master or develop. And first, actually, they'll merge to develop. From develop to release, and then from release to master, but not straight away to master. This is the concept. Right? If you want to again make changes, we'll again create a new branch like B2, make the changes there, again merge it to develop and so on. We'll talk about this branching strategy separately. Right? That's why we generally merge it to master the original branch. Master in the sense, in reality, you merge it to develop, release, and so on. Means, let's say your original branch, you merge onto your original branch. Got it clear now?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so now that we understood the branching and merging, let's look into another interesting concept called stash. What is this stash? What is this concept of stash? Let me tell you, let's take a scenario to understand this better. Let's suppose this is my working directory. I have some files. I'm working on some bunch of files here. File 1, file 2, file 3,
Is it
some
any
bunch.
changes on branch without?
So there were some files in the working directory, or making some changes here. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
now.
Now.
Okay, sorry, got disconnected. I'm sharing my screen. Can you all see now?
Yes.
All right. So we were talking about the concept of stash. To understand this, let's take up a scenario. Like there is a working directory, and let's say there were some couple of files here. Okay, I'm making some changes on this file 1. Okay, I'm making some changes on this file 1. It's still like work is going on the same file 2 also. Okay, half of the work is done. Okay, I'm working on these 2 files. There came some priority task, an emergency task. I should make some changes on file 3 and commit these changes, commit this file 3 or commit the changes on this. Right? So whenever you are making a commit or whenever you are merging or whenever you are pushing your changes to remote, always a thumb rule is you have to remember always the repository should be clean. That's a thumb rule. That's a best practice. So if I have to commit the other files or other changes, some other priority task, it will be always prompting me to add and commit this file 1 and file 2. Am I correct? Yeah.
Yes.
It will keep on asking us to commit this file 1 and file 2. I can't commit this because it's incomplete. It's halfway done. They are not complete. I can't push that incomplete code. Or else at the same time, I can't discard them because it's done halfway through. So what I just want to put those changes, means unstaged changes, isn't it? That's an unstaged change. So I want to just put them on hold for some time. So you can move those unstaged changes to some temporary shelves, right? So you can move them to temporary shelves, which is called stash, right? Whichever are unstaged, you can put them on hold, move them to temporary shelves, which is called stash. Once that is done, like once you are done with your priority task, once you are done with other tasks, whatever it is, whenever you want to continue that incomplete work, you can unstash. You can get them back to your working directory, which is called unstash. Right? This is the concept of stash and unstash. To put some unstaged changes on hold, we can do this stash and unstash. Right? Let us see this practically to get better understanding. Let's go to this master branch. I have bunch of files, and if I see the log, I just want to go with a simple log history, simple commit history. I just want these two commits to be there. I want to discard all these 4 commits. How to do that? I want this to be the head or else the topmost branch. How to do that? For simplicity, for making the log simple, I'm doing this. Yeah, what is the
Reset,
command?
git
Reset.
hard.
You can use head tilde 4 or else this commit ID, whichever you want to be the topmost. So done. Yes, I got a very simple log history, commit history. I just want to go with it. Yes, I have got 2 commits. Now, I just want to make some changes here. Okay, in this file, let's say. Okay, I'm making some changes here. Also, let's say I just want to add here also some changes. Okay, now I have got some unstaged changes, correct? Let's see. Okay, its status shows that yes, they were unstaged changes. They were not staged. Yeah. Let's suppose I want to create some other file. I want to commit them. Let's say I'm just creating file3.txt. Okay, I just want to make some changes here. Okay, I want to commit only this one. Git add file3. Okay, when I commit, everything will go. Now, if I run commit command, whatever in the staging area will be added there, right? But I just want only this file, git commit file3.txt -m test file. Okay, this file3 was committed. But in case, like I just want to keep the repository clean because that's a best practice whenever you are committing or pushing to remote or whenever you are doing a merge, always the best practice is keep the repository clean. But here in my case, repository is not clean. It will show unstaged changes, correct? Some of you are asking in the beginning how to commit a particular file. This is how. If I don't put this file name and if I do git commit -m, even file1, file2 will be committed, which I don't need because they were just incomplete or halfway done changes. Okay. Right. So now I just want to push everything. Sorry, I want to put them on hold. So how to do that? You can move them to some temporary shelves through the command called git stash. Simply git stash. Can I run the command? Yes. So let's see, git stash. It says saved working directory. And if you see here, see file1 doesn't have that unstaged change. File2 doesn't have the unstaged change. So do you mean that those changes are lost? They were not lost. You can see them here. Git stash list. See, every stash will create a stash number like this. And the stash number begins with 0. That's called index. Stash index begins from 0. 0 means first stash. Okay. And if you want to see what changes were stashed, git show that stash number. Right. You see it's showing you like file1 and file2. This is the line that was stashed. So it was showing you the changes. Right. So it was good. Now, okay, fine. I have moved them to temporary shelves. You can see them here. What if you want to get them back? That's called unstashed, right? Getting the changes from temporary shelves to your working directory. How do you do that? Git stash pop the stash number, right? Git stash pop. What this will do? Yes, it will bring the changes back to the working directory and it will also delete from temporary shelves. It will clean the temporary shelves as well, right? Following all of you? Let us do this pop. See, you got the changes back. See here, first file, second line, second file, first line came back, and also dropped the stash. Dropped means deleted. How do you know? Stash list. See, it has cleaned up from temporary shells. And also, if you see the status, as everything is in back, like unstaged changes. Got it clear? Yeah.
Is the stash work only for unstaged changes, or staged changes also can we use stash?
See, the
If it
concept
is in
is
the
from working directory to temporary shells. Stash is
okay.
from working directory to temporary shells. What would be the changes in working directory? Only unstaged, and it could be untracked, isn't it? Staged changes will not be there. So from working directory, if you want to move them to temporary shells, it's stash. It could be unstaged and untracked changes in working directory. And here we are talking about unstaged. Untracked also can be stash, but the command is git stash -u. You have to use -u. For untracked means new files. It was not at all there in staging area. Even they can be stashed with -u flag. Right? But not staged changes. The concept of stash is move the unstaged changes from working directory to temporary shells, not from staging area. Clear? Okay. So this is how you stash. I'm stashing again. See, I'm stashing again. How do you stash? Simply git stash will do. Correct? That's all. Git stash will do, right? So again, doing the stash, everything was cleaned up. You can check the list like earlier, same like earlier. Then if you want to unstash, what is the command? Earlier we use git stash pop, right? You can also use something called git stash apply. What is the difference between pop and apply? What is the difference? See, pop is unstashing and also deleting from temporary shells. Whereas apply will unstash, but it will not delete from temporary shells. Okay. So if you see here, see git stash apply means, yes, your changes are back, but it doesn't say that it is dropped. Means it's still on the temporary shells. Got the difference between pop and apply?
Yes.
Pop will delete from temporary shells and unstash. Whereas this will unstash, but it will not delete from temporary shells. What is the use of it? When we should go for which one? What is the use? The use case is, suppose, see, I want to continue this incomplete work on some other branch. Let's suppose I'm on feature branch or master branch, whatever it is. I don't want to continue with this incomplete work here. I want to unstash and work on some other branch. So if you leave it here, you can go to other branch, you can unstash this and use it. Stash is a repository level. Means from any other branch, you can unstash and use it. So let's say I just want to unstash and continue this incomplete work on B1. So leave it in the temporary shells. Now you switch to B1 and you can unstash there and work on it. Right? So if you need that case, maybe I am not yet done. I just want to continue this with the other branch. You may do this apply. Right? Got the difference? So yeah, this is unstash. You got the changes back to the working directory, but still it is also there on the temporary shelves, like if you see here, right? Now let's say I want to delete this from temporary shelves later. You can do git stash drop to clean the temporary shelves. Drop will just delete from temporary shells. It will not unstash. Are you following? It will just cleaning up. It will not unstash. Let me put here also. Drop will just delete from temporary shells. It will not unstash. Similarly, clear is also there. Clear will also delete from temporary shells. Drop will delete a particular stash. You have to provide stash ID. Only that stash will be deleted. Clear means it will delete all the stashes. I'll show you this also. Don't worry. Got it, everyone?
Without unstashing, if you delete the stash, then the changes are gone, right? Within working directory.
Gone. If you don't want them, or else you already unstashed with apply, later you want to delete, you may use it. Right? Pop,
Okay.
apply, drop, clear. You can try out those things. You can try them. You can try to stash them on another branch. All of these are like assignment or homework. You can try those things. First, master whatever we are doing here, then take up those things. Okay. And then let us do one more thing. I'll show you one more thing. See, again, I'm stashing. If you have noticed, whenever I stash, whatever files were here, let's say 2 files were there or 3 files, whatever, everything, whatever unstaged changes are there in whatever number of files, everything were being stashed. Correct? But let's suppose I want to stash only one file. Maybe other file I want to commit or I want to make changes and keep it going. So how do you do that? Stash only a particular file. That's called specific stash or partial stash. That's possible with -p flag. We don't use this so widely in real time, but yeah. See, it will ask you which file to stash. It's asking file 1. If you want, put yes. I don't want. Again, file 2, it was asking, I don't want this. Put no. So only file 1 will be stashed. See here also. See here. Right, only file 1 was stashed. File 2 is still having the unstaged changes. If you do the status, yes, file 2 is still there. If you do stash list, and if you see here, it will show you only okay. So if you see this, only you will see file 1 changes. Git show stash 1. I mean stash 0. So only file 1 which got stashed, right? Let's suppose, okay, I have got stashed. I have this. Let's say now I want to stash this. You can stash separately. Now if I do stash anyway one file, so you can see stash list now multiple stashes. So whichever you want to unstash, that stash you can unstash. If you want to delete any particular stash, git stash drop that stash number. Or else if you want to clear everything, git stash clear. Clear means everything will be deleted. You don't need to provide the stash number. Gone. Because I did not unstash here also, we don't have it. Interesting, isn't it? Let me walk you through all the ways. See, git stash will simply stash all the means will move all the unstaged. Remember, unstaged changes to temporary shells. If you want untracked changes also, use -u flag. Okay. Otherwise, unstaged changes will be stashed. And once it is stashed, you can see them under stash list. Okay. Next thing is, if you want to see what changes were there in a particular stash, git show the stash number. Okay. Then if you want to unstash, git stash pop stash number. It will unstash and it will also delete that particular stash from the temporary shelves. Okay. And then stash apply. Stash apply is like it will delete from temporary shells. Sorry, it will not delete from temporary shells. It will unstash. See here, it will unstash, but it will not delete from temporary shells. The reason is If you want, you can apply onto the other branches later and continue with that incomplete work. Okay. So that's a apply. Drop means it will delete from temporary shells that particular stash. Clear will also delete, but clear will delete all the stashes from temporary shells. That's a whole concept of stash. Practice, only thing is practice. Hands-on will give you more clarity and will help you gain grip over the subject. Any questions in this part?
Question. Does Git uses a built-in database?
Built-in database?
Yes.
It will not use any database. It will have, like we can say it's a metadata kind of. You have this .git folder, right? You will have all the information data in this objects. It will store it in the objects and all. We have nothing to do with that.
Okay, so no database.
Mm-hmm. So this is about stash. See, there might be some confusions among some learners, like Git means, see, we don't want to version control, or else we don't want to keep it in working directory. We are moving it to them. Git ignore is also doing that. Is there a confusion for anyone also here? What is the difference between git ignore and stash? Were they both same? How they were different?
Git ignore from the starting point, it will not read that file.
Yeah,
Git ignore will
means,
ignore those files.
Yeah. So ignore will not version control that file
But
completely.
Git stash is going to.
Please continue.
Yeah, the git ignore will not participate in the version control itself. For example, there are some files in .NET which do not require to be version control, so those can be ignored. Not only that, in Terraform, in any other component. But git stash is going to read those working directory. It will version control, but it will move to the temporary stage area shelves.
Yeah.
And we
See,
can bring it back and we can do the commit.
Yeah. See,
And also
ignore
using
file.
stash.
Yeah, please tell me.
Also using the stash. Only unstaged changes we can keep it in temporary file. Still staged changes will be there and we can work on it.
Exactly. Glad you're all following well. Yes. See, ignore will completely ignore this file one. It will no more bother. It will not track this file at all. Whereas stash is, it was version controlling this. It was tracking it. Only the unstaged changes were moved or kept on hold. Let's say, on hold. That's all. File is being tracked. That's the difference between ignore and stash. Totally two different concepts. So that's great. You're all following well. So that's about stash. You can stash on any branch. Like I said, it's a repository level. It's not a branch level. You can use the stash on any branch, right? And also when you do apply, it will be on the temporary shells. You can unstash onto any other branches as well. These things you can experiment from your end, right? When you are doing hands-on, also try whichever gets into your mind. You may be having some scenario like, what happens if we do this way, right? Try it out. If you see some unexpected result, or if you don't understand what's happening, you can get back to me always, right? We have already the WhatsApp group created. You can post your queries there. Okay. So that's about the stash. We have learned many things now. We have done everything, almost everything on local repositories, right? So before we go to remote, there's one more advanced concept on local repositories called rebase. This is far advanced concept. Rebase. Again, beginners are want to use this. This is a far advanced concept. We'll go through this rebase. Before going to the rebase, any questions? Any recap you need? All right. So let me explain you this rebase concept. Let's take up a scenario to understand this better. I'm sharing the blackboard. Let us assume there is a branch called master branch, right? In this master branch, there were two commits, let's say commit A and commit B. Then let's say I made a branch from branch B2 from master. Obviously, I will have the same commits till this part, correct? Yeah. Then from this point, they work like parallel entities. Development is happening in both the branches. Development is happening parallelly. There is a commit made on master, which is called commit C. Right. Similarly, on B2 branch also commits were happening, which is commit D. Okay. So yes, this is how parallelly development is happening. So then I realized that I need some changes, or else I want to integrate some changes from master branch to B2 branch. How to do that? What is that called as? Integrating or merging changes from one branch to another branch. What is that called as? Yes.
It's merging only, right?
Merge. Yeah,
It's
that's
merge.
what we just learned it. I'm asking you. Yes, that's called merge. Okay, let's merge it. And if you merge, what happens to the commit history? I don't know how many of you have noticed. Whenever you merge, right, the commit history would be like commit A, commit B, commit D or whatever. A new commit ID will be added in the topmost branch. Sorry, commit ID will be added into the current branch. Have you noticed this? Commit ID will be added into the destination branch, isn't it? When there is no conflict. If there is conflict also same, a new commit ID will be added, but ID would be different if there is a conflict. This is how the log history would be when you're committing. Have you noticed, anyone noticed this? Am I audible now? Seems there was
Yes.
some network issue. Am I audible
Yeah,
now?
you're audible, but your voice is breaking in between.
Okay, is it okay now or still issue there?
It's
Now,
fine, at least for me.
Yeah, now
let me
fine,
know.
but
Can you please
can you please repeat
Yeah,
this?
I think you should
I'll
repeat the.
repeat it. I'll repeat it. If the problem persists, let me know. So whenever you are merging, the commit history of the destination branch of B2 branch would be like this. Have you ever noticed? It would be like a new commit ID will be added into the destination branch. The ID would be the same like this one when there is no conflict, or else the ID may change if there is a conflict. But the whole concept is a new commit ID will be added as the topmost commit ID into the destination branch when you merge. Have you noticed it, anyone?
Yeah, the merging from one branch to another branch, it will add.
It will add a topmost commit ID, right? It will add a new commit ID as the topmost or the latest commit ID. Agree with this, all of you? I'm also checking because my audio part is not good. I'm rechecking. Are you all good? Got it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. This is what happens. Means because you're merging, a new commit ID would be added into the current branch. But I don't want this new commit ID added here. Rather, I want a commit ID to be added this way. Means I want the commit history to be rewritten in such a way that I should see commit history like this. C should come and sit in here. Why C should come and sit in here? I want to see this kind of log history because I want to see linear development, clean development. What is meant by that? Linear means changes from one branch, then changes from other. Means if I see my log history, I should first see all the parent commits, then the child branch commits. P is from parent branch, right? So I would like to see this kind of linear log history. Otherwise, if I merge, what happens? See, these two are from parent. This is from child. Again, this is from parent. If this keep on continuing, the log history would be like it shows parallel development. Actually, parallel development is happening, isn't it? Development is happening in both the branches. But in case if you just want to see linear development, clean log history, at any point of time, I would like to understand the commit history very clearly. You may go for this. This is called rebase. Means what is rebase? Rebase is also a kind of merge. It is rewriting the log history. That's all. Functionality wise, same. It's integrating changes from one branch to another. But it rewrites the log history in such a way that the log history would be lean, clean, and clear. Linear, clean, and clear. Linear means initially it will show all the parent commits as though it will give you assumption as though you created a branch at this point, not at B point. Right? So if you want this kind of log history, that's called rewriting log history, which is called rebase. Rebase is also a kind of merge. Functionality wise, it does the same, but it will not add the commit IDs into the current branch just because you're merging. Right? Because see, logically, if you see, whenever you make a commit, you should see a new commit ID. This is not a commit in this branch, you're just merging. But you will see that like a new commit ID. Right? Lost me again?
Yeah, for some time we lost your audio, and again it is now
See,
fine.
this part is clear, right? Merge with no conflicts and merge with conflict. Rebase is you will see the commit ID sitting in between B and D. See, this commit C should come and sit in between B and D because it will show you linear development. Linear development means first changes happen in one branch, then the other branch. So here, if you see log history from parent, then log history from child. Right? Means it shows as though development happened first in parent, then in child. It also gives you an assumption that you have created a branch from master after commit C. If you have created branch from master after C, this is how the log history would be, right? So it gives you the assumption as though branch is created at this point. It will not add as a topmost commit into the current branch. Rather, it will show linear clean development. Like initially all the parent commits as per the timestamp, then all the child commits as per the timestamp. So that kind of rewriting the log history will happen in rebase. Got it or lost?
Yes, got it. It shows usually sequence work, right?
Breaking.
Yeah, it says like the work has been done like sequentially.
Yeah, sequentially. Like it is like first parallel change, first parent changes, then the child branch changes. Rather, see, because ideally here you are not making changes in the current branch, isn't it? You're just integrating them. But it is added like a topmost commit into the current branch, right? If you want to avoid this, you can go for rebase. But rebase, again, the thumb rule is it should be confined for local branches, right? If your branch is not pushed to remote, you can do rebase. But if you rebase the public branches, like share with others, it may again lead to, because the log which you push may be different from the log you have locally. It may mess up. So rebase the local branches. This kind of rebase we do very less frequently, but the rebase pull with rebase on remote we'll do more frequently. We will look into it. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes.
So that's another way of rebase. But we will do this hands-on tomorrow. Today audio is also not fine. Let's not go with the hands-on. Tomorrow I'll give a recap of this again and we'll go with the
I
hands-on.
think again we lost it.
Yeah, we lost you
Hello.
again.
Hello.
Yeah, your voice is coming, but it's a bit breaking in between, so it's difficult to understand.
I just explained theoretically. Okay, we'll do the hands-on on this tomorrow. Also, we'll re-explain this tomorrow. Right? Meanwhile, you can take up your quiz and any questions, please let me know. Any other questions you have? Please don't leave, take up this quiz. Please complete this quiz. See, please go through the recording and do the hands-on, whatever we have done. Any questions you have, post it in the group. Okay, post it in the WhatsApp group with the screenshots. Do whatever we have done. Also try the scenarios. Yesterday I have given few things also, like to try out the different types of resets and the revert part. Have anyone tried them? If anyone haven't, please have a look into it. Also go through them. And every day, like we can see, there were a rise in the calls now. Market is picking up, particularly for DevOps. So please go through it. Get your resumes prepared. Get your resumes ready. If you need any help, you can contact me or Mr. Raj. Right? We can help you prepare the resume with respect to your projects. Am I audible?
Yes, Preeti.
So get your resumes ready and put it in the portals, job portals. You get started with the calls. Even though you are learning, you can still get the calls. See how the calls would be, how the job description would be. Try to understand them. Make a decision, make a strict decision that you want to switch to DevOps. We are here to help you. We need that dedication and effort from your end. You can always reach us, right, for your resume preparation or any help. But make a move. There's the right time to make a move. Again in January or February, if you try to put in, there might be again reduction in the calls by then. Now the market is good actually. September, November, in the coming months, it would be much more better, October and November. So be prepared for it, plan accordingly, get your resume ready, market yourself. Go through the quiz, okay? And I think you are seeing the points, right, at the end of the quiz. So evaluate yourself, retake the quiz and see the improvisation. If you have any questions, like always, post it in the channel, post in the WhatsApp group. I'll be there to help you. Any more questions from anyone else? Hope you all got access to the Google Drive, the recordings, and the quiz portal, website access. All of you got the access to the website, Google Drive. All the Git commands I was using, even this presentation, the architectural diagram, everything will be there in the Google Drive. You can refer that when you are doing hands-on, watch the recording, and complete your hands-on on regular basis. Don't keep it pending or don't keep it lagging. All right, then shall we close here then? Or any other questions from anyone? All right, then. Thank you all. Have a good day. See you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.